My name's Elaine Cole, and in 2006 I was working as a management consultant, and I'd been married to my husband for 25 years. And I had, in January 2007, I had a very serious road traffic accident. I was hit by a bus and I had multiple injuries. And during the time in hospital, I was scanned to check those injuries, and I was told that they'd found a cancer which I hadn't been aware of. And so that was a pretty intensive period, and I did try conventional treatment. That was my first instinct. In fact, my instincts at the time were well, the situation was that I had just separated from my husband, and there'd been some issues that we hadn't been able to resolve, and my instinct was to get well, get back to work, and just get back to normal, as I saw it at the time. And I took conventional treatment, so I received chemotherapy, and that appeared to work. I had the treatment, and scans showed that the cancer had cleared. I felt in myself that that I wasn't done with it yet, but anyway, it appeared to be clear. So in May 2008, I was told that the cancer had relapsed, and that if I didn't take the conventional treatment, which was stem cell replacement, that I had weeks, maybe months to live. And that was obviously a very frightening diagnosis, but I felt that the cancer was trying to teach me something, and because I'd already had chemotherapy, which was considered the gold standard treatment and works for 80% of the people who have it, and I'd fallen in the wrong 20%, and then I was offered a treatment that had 30 to 50% chance of working, and I was concerned that I would fall in the wrong percentage group of that, and in the process of taking the treatment decimate my immune system. So I wasn't keen on the kind of risk reward of that, and I wanted to look at other therapies. So I decided to look at other forms of healing, and I trained in 3 kinds of healing. One of them was Theta, and I began working on myself. So moving on to October 2009, I had been working on myself. I had survived a lot longer than I was expected to by the consultants at the hospital, although they understood my rationale for not taking the treatment that they'd offered, although they continued to press it on me. But I was feeling as healthy as you see me now, so I was not keen to make myself ill. However, there were still signs of cancer showing on the scans that I was having, and it was around this time last year, so it was October 2009, that Vianna Stibal was coming to London, and I decided to go and hear her speak. And she was massively inspirational, and I went to speak to her after the main event that she was talking at, and she very kindly I think she did a quick scan actually when she saw me immediately, because she very kindly asked me to come and see her. And I came and saw her on 3 separate occasions while she was doing training, etc. in London. And she did some extraordinary work on me. So when Vianna did the healing treatment, she did an intuitive scan of my body, and I really believed that she can actually genuinely see inside you, because when I went to see her, there were a lot of people waiting to see her, so I didn't want to take a huge amount of her time, and I gave her the bare bones of my story. What I hadn't told her was that on the most recent scan there had been some abnormal cells shown in my lungs in addition to what they'd seen before, and I just hadn't mentioned that to her. But after she'd done the scan, she told me that she'd seen the cancer and had a conversation with it, and that it was now going to go. And she also said, oh, by the way, I saw some fungus in your lungs and I've cleared it. And I thought, well, that's amazing, because I didn't tell you that, so you had to have seen it. And then when I had the next scan, the abnormal cells weren't there anymore. So you know, the stuff that she did was absolutely phenomenal. And the key thing that she did was she asked God when all this had started for me, and she was told 16 years prior to that time. And as soon as she said that, everything fell into place, because I knew exactly the period she was talking about, and almost everything that could have gone wrong had gone wrong in that year. And at the time I'd buried an awful lot of stuff in order to function, and I tried to get rid of it over the period, and particularly in the healing period I'd done an awful lot of work on the various issues, but I obviously still hadn't cracked it, because the symptoms were still showing on the scans. And once Vianna had said 16 years, it was like seeing a line of dominoes that sort of stood up and then them all falling over, and that was all the issues that I'd been dealing with just falling away, basically. And then the other absolutely miraculous thing was that by that time I'd been separated from my husband for 3.5 years, and all of that just got healed. I can't explain how, but we got back together, and we've been extremely happy together ever since, and we're now having the kind of relationship that we always wanted to have with each other but had never managed to achieve, and it's stupendous. And clinically I'm in complete clinical remission, and the consultants are all saying, you know, this is extraordinary, your results are extraordinary, we don't see this without treatment. Can't explain it, and to their credit they've been very open to my explanations of the healing work that's been done, and you know, the thinking about how it works. It became clear through this period that the work that I wanted to be doing and should be doing is healing, and while I was still working on myself, I was doing healing on sort of family and friends, as well as obviously working on my own symptoms, and having a lot of success with people I was treating. And so now I'm a healer, and I'm also about to do the teacher training for Theta Healing, so that I can teach it as well as use it in my healing work. So the main thing I want to say is, Vianna, thank you so much. You did an amazing job. You are an extraordinary woman. Thank you.